Derick Giwner back with Matt Rose for another edition of the DRF Harness Spotlight. Today we're going to take a look at Woodbine Mohawk Park. They have another chance to make a big holiday score here in the jackpot high five. $335,000 carryover is on the line. It's in race 11 on Saturday. We're going to take a look at the field. Matt, are you ready to dig into this?
Yeah, let's go. 11th race in the card at Woodbine Mohawk Park on Saturday, December 19th, with that mandatory payout of the jackpot high five, like you mentioned. We have a slightly oversized field of 11 horses, which makes things interesting with a couple of trailers. And a pretty wide open event, which we often see in these lower level conditioned races, where, you know what, I don't think there's any middle ground. I think we're either going to get a kind of a chalky or formful outcome, or we're going to get like a wacky, crazy result. So I'm going to give it a shot, and I think you are too, with some of the more logical contenders here. Not looking to hit for $100,000, but you know, maybe a nice $2,000-3,000 hit on a on a reasonable size ticket.
Yeah, I think that's very possible here. I mean, if you look at the history of these recently, it's, you know, the horses that have won have been reasonably logical, horses dropping in class and stuff like that. We'll take a look at a few of the major contenders here. The morning line favorite is the 5, Rockin' in Heaven. And this horse has plenty of class, made over $900,000 in his career. He's coming off a pretty good effort where he dropped down and just missed. It's an effort he could build on.
Yeah, I definitely like the fact that he wasn't showing much form in those higher condition races, dropped down to a lower level and woke up in a big way. Generally, I'm not a fan of horses dropping down with not much form, but this one got the wake-up call, and certainly I think he could build off that, and that's why I'm most likely going to zero in with him, you know, on top. I'm just going to hope that you know, the drop, the renewed confidence, you know, works in his favor, and it's certainly a good post, and he's versatile, and that's where I am leaning on top.
Second choice on the morning line at 7-2 is the 7, Sam's a Champ, and that ends up being my top pick here. Interestingly, that driver Bob McClure had a choice here between the 7 and the 3, Rootin' Tootin', and went to the 3, but we get a nice replacement in Louis Philippe Bois, and trainer is having a pretty good year. You know, Taylor, I believe it says Fritz. You know, good season. This horse is dropping down in class. If you look back at his past performance lines, on October 31st was the last time he was in this class, showed good early speed, got shuffled a little bit, came charging home for the win, to win by a small margin, but still a win nonetheless at about 5-1. This looks like a spot where, wow, we'll get pretty aggressive.
Yeah, but you know what? He's, like I mentioned earlier, he's one of those classy horses facing better that doesn't have much current form, that is now taking the plunge in class, whereas Rockin' in Heaven was going to be my top choice. Already did that and awakened, so that's why I'm going to give him the slight edge. But Sam's a Champ is obviously logical, dropping down to face lesser. We get an aggressive driver in Louis Philippe Bois. I'm going to have him in all my spots underneath, but yeah, although you're going to have him on top, I'm going to go with the horse that already accomplished, you know, what I like to see, which is the waking up when dropping down. But yeah, he's definitely in my second, third, and fourth slots, along with the aforementioned Rootin' Tootin'. Bob McClure went that way from a decent post, and this guy's hasn't had a great season, but he fits well here. And the Heavenly Sound, who's come off a nice qualifier, Sylvain Fillion's choice in here. So I'm going to focus on Rockin' in Heaven with those horses I mentioned underneath, with a few in the third and fourth spots, and the ever popular All in the fifth spot. I'm sure you're probably looking the same way.
Yeah, I usually like to go with the All in the fifth spot because you never know who's going to finish fifth. Rootin' Tootin's a former New York Sire Stakes winner, so there's a little bit of a class there. The horse I actually like second best in the field is the 8, Dream Fair Moxie, and one of the reasons why is because I feel when you look at this race, it kind of lacks early speed. I don't see a ton of horses here that are gunning for the front. And I know that Travis Cullen is a driver that likes to leave hard. This is a horse that shows plenty of speed. The barn is a high percentage barn. I feel like this horse 4-1 in the morning line is a horse that could really has a chance if I was going to go a different way other than the 7.
Yeah, I would definitely say, along with the 7, who I assume will be more aggressive off the gate, Dream for Moxie is definitely going to be forwardly placed here. In this bulky field, 11 horse, a couple trailers, you don't want to get away a 10th or 11th with, a horse that fits in here on paper. So it is obviously logical that he's going to be forwardly placed. I only have him in the 4th spot. I kind of narrowed it in the front couple of spots with Rockin' in Heaven, using Rootin' Tootin' Heavily Sound, Sam's a Champ. Just those 3 in the 2nd and 3rd spots. Adding Dream for Moxley, like you mentioned, and from the 2nd tier American Virgin with Doug McNair, who chose that one, and then went it all. So even with the all in the end, it's a very reasonable, I believe, $25.20 ticket or something for 20 cents, which keeps it very reasonable. Obviously, I have to be a little more precise in the front couple of spots, but you don't want to spread too far and it ends up costing way too much money. So I like to keep it in the $20 to $30 range. So I'm at a $25 ticket. I know you spread a little bit more with Sam's a Champ on top, so your ticket's a little pricier, but obviously depends on your bankroll and how willing you are to spread.
I guess my bankroll's a little bit larger than yours. That's why I went with the bigger ticket. Or maybe I have my sights set on, a fancy new TV for the holidays, and I need to find a way to pay for it. One of those two. One of the horse that I used on my ticket here is the 6 Tiger's Way, who I used in the 3rd spot. This is a horse that's also dropping down in class, has a couple of seconds at this level already. Still winless on the year, but in this company, I think can get into it. Why don't we take a look at my ticket here and see what I ended up spending? And it's $50.40, and you can see it up there on the board. Sam's a Champ, obviously my top pick. Rockin' in Heaven, who's Matt's top pick, along with Dream Fair Moxie in the 2nd spot. And then we spread out a little deeper. It's $50. It's not a cheap ticket, but I think it's a fairly priced ticket for the average bettor.
It looks like a Christmas tree, or it looks like the $100,000 pyramid or something like that, the way your ticket is structured. Yeah, you went a lot deeper in the 4th leg than I did. That's why your ticket cost, I believe, exactly twice as much as my ticket. I went the same theory where I keyed a horse on top. Then I went only 3 deep and 3 deep. And then 5 deep, adding a Dream for Moxie and American Virgin, and then went with the all for the 5th spot because, let's be honest, how can you handicap a horse really to finish 5th? And this field is so evenly matched. It's not like there's some, completely overmatched horse that's out of form that you can maybe, pitch altogether. So that's why, as much as I hate to use an all somewhere, I got to do it here. But yeah, my ticket, reasonably priced at $25, and who knows? It is always a crapshoot, but all we can do is try to pick apart, the logical contenders, and try to give some insight and read between the lines a little bit. And anyway, it's going to be a huge pot that we're going to be shooting for, and even if it's all chalks, it's still going to pay a healthy sum, regardless, even for 20 cents. So it's worth taking a shot. Absolutely.
No doubt, $335,000 on the line in the mandatory carryover. Figure the pool maybe will get to about $1 million. That's Saturday, December the 19th, Woodbine Mohawk Park. It's race number 11 on the card. You can play it on DRF Bets. You can check out all the past performances for the card. Harness IPPs for free will be posted on drf.com/harness. You could check it all out. Good luck. Happy holidays. We'll see you in 2021.